And good morning, everybody. It is Friday, October 15th, and here we are for our live stream, our Friday live stream of Dad Bod Daily. Dad Bod Daily. That's what this is. All right, guys. So, hey, I'm pretty excited. Today is the I've gone live every day for the first time. So, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. every morning this week, we've gone live and put together what I think is a pretty fantastic overview of the book that we've been working on. And so this has been exciting and this has been fun. So I am definitely going to keep this up. So every morning at 6 a.m. you can count on Dad Bod Daily to give you a little bit of advice, to give you a little bit of motivation, a little bit of inspiration, trying to provide you with some tools that'll help you out with your day. If you just give me 10 minutes every morning, I will be sure to give you something that you can use. In exchange, I have one request. Please be sure to like and share. Let your friends know about good old-fashioned Joe Justice here, helping you out with everything from motivation to inspiration and everything in between. Feel free to comment as we go forth here. I haven't got any live comments yet, so that would be cool to see somebody comment live. But eventually, just remember, a year from now, when I've got 10,000 viewers watching live every single morning, you're going to be one of the first. You'll be able to say, I remember Joe Justice back when. Not a big shot like he is now, but back in the day when he was a little shot. All right, with all that out of the way, let's wrap up our book, Free to Focus by Michael Hyatt, which is pretty convenient because it's got basically 4 sections to it. And now it's been 4 days that I've been doing the live stream, so we get to kind of wrap it all up here with the last section, step 3. So before, let's talk about what we talked about. Just kind of summarize everything that we've talked about before. The first section was entitled Stop. The second section was entitled Cut. And the final section is entitled Act. And I'll be honest with you. So this says activate, consolidate, and designate. So I'm going to be totally honest with you on this. Now this is so I really think section 1 and section 2 are the most valuable parts of the book. Stop is a big deal. You have to learn to stop and evaluate your what you're doing, what you're working on. You really have to learn to do that. And it does take a little bit. It takes some vision, it takes some time, it takes some accountability. You have to pick out a little bit of time, a few hours. You don't have to do it all at once, but that's super valuable to understand those. Cut is a big deal. Big deal. If there's any takeaway that anyone has from this presentation, it's you've got to cut stuff out of your schedule. You have to learn to say no, and this book is really good at telling you how to do that, how to tell what's really important, how to tell what really matters. It's such a big deal. If you want to be productive, you have to understand that every yes to one thing is a no to something else. You have limited resources, you have limited time, you have limited ability. So you really have to learn how to say no. So the last section here, act, I'll be kind of honest with you. It's really kind of an ad for his journal, which, don't get me wrong, his journal is great. So, and I've got one. And I've had one, I use it every single day. After I read the book, I went ahead and ordered one, and after I did so they come in quarters. So this would be, this one would be a quarter. And, so you get one every quarter, and after I did the first one, I just kept on getting them after that. I mean, they're really, really great. But honestly, that's what the last section of the book, the act section, is really truly just an ad for the. I mean, I don't want to disparage it. It's great because the journal's great, but if you just want to read the book, if you just want to get the information from the book, the last section, the act section, is the least valuable. So, unless you're planning on getting the journal, if you want to get the journal, then it's got some great stuff. So basically, it talks about planning the day. And I just read from the journal here because what it does is it has like the big 3 that you want to accomplish that day. It's got your schedule and it's got some notes, and that's basically what he describes doing every day for your for your accountability. As you handle your big three, you list all your other tasks, and as the day goes on, he's got some different things like you write like a little arrow if you want to move that to the next day. If you want to delegate that, you put a little circle on it. If you want to delete it, you put a little X on it, and that's what you should do. You should be moving through, deleting, updating, so that you don't have this never-ending to-do list that's always got the same stuff on it. They should either be getting done, they should be delegated, they should get deferred to another day. And if they're deferred, they should get scheduled. So in other words, you don't just say, "I'll do this tomorrow." You say, you put it on your calendar tomorrow, 10 o'clock, right? Go forward in your calendar. You got your little list, your little to-do list here. You say tomorrow, 10 o'clock, get this done. And that's what you do to defer things. Then you got your notes section here, and it's also got a big notes section in the back. Now again, you can do all of this. So if you just read the act section of the book, the last section of the book, you can actually do this whole thing just with a notebook, right? You can write your big threes every day. There's nothing magical about the, it's not on like magic paper or anything like that. It's just really handy. It's super, super handy. It's a little pricey. I think they're about $40-$50, but that's once a quarter. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think it's a good product. And then the other big thing, this is the big takeaway from the ACT section, is the weekly preview. So the weekly preview is what you do at the end of every week, and I really recommend this. Again, even if you don't read the book, if you don't get the journal, a weekly preview, take a half hour every week, look over your calendar, figure things out, update your rituals, update your schedules, update things that you need to do. What do if your ritual every morning, your ritual is to do X, Y, and Z. So you get to work, maybe your ritual is to check your email for a half hour. Check your Slack. People use Slack or Teams or stuff like that. Check that for 10 minutes. Do this, set a ritual, and that's actually, the ritual stuff is in the front of the journal here. But again, you could just use a regular piece of paper. So you set your ritual, your things that you want to get done. You kind of block them off, and then at the end of the week, you update all of those. So the big idea, is you block time off for doing things. You batch things together. So in other words, like checking email and checking Slack or Teams, and checking your social media, which is something that I would do every day. Checking your messages, things like that. So all those things are things that you can do while you're sitting down at your computer, right? So what you do is you put all of those things together. If you're writing something, like if you have to update reports, let's say if you're an attorney and you've got to write reports, you've got to research something, you've got to do all these things. Well, you're doing them all together. So block them all together so that they all fit in a block of time. And then you got off stage and on stage type of things to do, which he talks about on there, which are things like on stage is, again, like if you're an attorney, that's like a deposition, or like for what I'm doing. So this is like an on stage event. So this is like a public event. So this is like on stage activity. But for every on stage activity, you have off stage activity. So like, again, going back to the attorney, if you're going to do depositions, it takes a lot of prep and a lot of reading and a lot of research and everything else to get ready for your deposition. So that's an off-stage thing. So you need to block out those off-stage, and then you need to batch. So you block them off, you batch them up, you prep them, you get deadlines, all that kind of stuff, put it all together. And then that way, by the time your on-stage event happens, which is when you're in front of people, then you're all ready to go, and then you do the on-stage presentation. So same thing with like education. So if you're doing like continuing education, let's say you need to get, you're in IT and you need to get some kind of certification. Well, actually the test might be, you can consider that an on-stage event. So you need to plan ahead what all that kind of stuff is going to be ahead of time. So it's a great section. It kind of gives you more of the nuts and bolts, the practical side of how to do it, how to actually put it all together and make it all work. But really, honestly, the two big takeaways are the stop and the assessment piece and the cut piece. And again, I can't stress to you. The book's worth it. The book's worth reading just for the cut piece because it's got all kinds of practical advice on how to say no to people, how to move on. Oh my goodness, it's already been 10 minutes. Wow. I'm just getting started. Well, that's it for today. So, that's it. That's Michael Hyatt's Free to Focus. It's a great book. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. I should do that, shouldn't I? Because then if people click on it, I'll get like a nickel every time somebody buys it. But I don't have that set up right now. But it's a great book. People have been asking me quite a bit on how to fit things into their schedule. So this book really helped me. So I thought I would just kind of lay it out for everybody in this 4-part series. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thank you for watching this long. Looks like we've got a couple. Oh, I got my first live comment from Gary. Thanks, Gary. All right, I'm going to reply live. Let's see if it works. Let's see. There we go. My first live reply. All right, guys, I got to get ready for my workout, and this has been great. This has been a fun week. I can't wait to do it all again next week. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week every day for Dad Bod Daily. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye for now.